I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is February 12th, Thursday, 2026. Hope you had a good day. So we've been discussing up or down, up or down. I gave the option of it shooting up if we're really bullish. I gave the next option if we're going to come down, right? If we're really bearish. And then I gave another option if we are bullish, but we want to come down lower first and then maybe pop back up, right? What was the reason for that? Well, a retrace, obviously some type of fib, some type of taking out. And why am I doing that here? Getting to this imbalance, first imbalance here of the 6th. Possible just general breakout area, because when you see this swing here, you'll see these swings here. We push above it. That's why you get a little shakeout right here, and so on, right? And that's the logic. And which one did we do as of right now? Right now, we're in this picture, or we are in this situation, right? So I gave you, so there's 3 options, and I'm not trying to, wow, amazing. But you have to know what the options are. If you don't know what the options are, you don't know how to trade, general speaking, okay? What that means is experience and time and chart time is going to get you there to, you have to know when we have this conversation of saying, are we going to be reacting to price and are we predicting price? Well, this is what I've came up with in general speaking is, we are predicting price. If I am wrong, then now I'm reacting to price going the other way. You know, and that's just how you should trade. And this is my professional opinion, okay? Because when you're reacting to losing, okay, or it's going the other way and you're reacting to now going the other way, well, that means now you're following price, right? And that's my fucking 2 cents, all right? So point is, yeah, man. So you have to have an understanding of what the possibilities can do. Because if you're going to just be married to one thing, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to be loose like water, like Bruce Lee says. So what did we do? We came, well, we fucking faked the funk and we hit that again. We hit the previous 930 yesterday and we hit the top of the gap. Yo, come on. So these levels are already on my chart, okay? So, to the tick there, to the tick today here, which is a hair short. Okay, cool. And then the 930 level is right there. Okay, that was the purpose of them doing that. They're faking the funk. Similar to what I said the last 2 days now. I said, are you buying up here? Are you going to buy in a premium? Do you feel comfortable buying in a premium? Does that make even sense to you? No. So you're going to short. You have a profile of today being a bearish day most likely, because look at the price action when it opened up. All right. And yes, it wicked down a little bit and it could be a wick above this daily open here at 6 p.m. But you're up here. Number one, you'd have to already shoot the fuck up. Okay. And oh yeah, we're building liquidity. Yeah, I can appreciate that. But with the price action at 930, which I'll get into in a second, I didn't want to talk about that right now. But the point is that you have this easy run of liquidity. Look at it closely and carefully. Okay, you have yesterday we made equal lows. Well, no, we didn't make it yesterday, but at 115, and then when we opened up, we came down and we a hair above it. And I teach on this channel. I say, if we make equal lows or highs, initially when it's created, we are running away from those equal lows. In this case, we're running it away. We made the equal lows and we're running away by going up. We're going to come and attack that later. Okay. But when they initially make it, we're running away. That's me. I've never heard anyone else say that on the internet. And I don't give a fuck if someone does say it. But honestly, that's why I don't show trades and I'm not doing that, because of the fact that the ego is too involved as a mentor or as a teacher. Dude, I'm tired of it. I don't want to have my ego involved. I don't want to say, look at me, everyone, look at me. Be proud of me. I told you so. Like, dude, I see that on the internet, on X and all that. It's so toxic. So I'm going to teach this way. You don't like it, just fuck off. Because I'm giving you super fucking game. I hope you understand me. Because honestly, dude, my ego is too wrapped up into it. I'm not trying to tell you, look at me and be proud of me. Dude, I don't need validation. Anyways, when we're moving up like that, there's that gap again, by the way, up here. So you have these equal lows right there. You have equal lows right here. You have, and then you have the Asia range, which is this box. It's hard to see with this purple in the background, but it is in the background, all right? Yeah. Okay, anyways, so you have that situation going on. You have a consolidation. You have manipulation going on. Yes, I understand. The seasonal data on the 10th and 11th, they show that we're fucking going up. And even maybe possibly the 12th. This is the reason why I drew this. I'm not just out here drawing shit, just so you people know, okay? If you're new, I'm speaking to, all right? The reason why I do this is because they can come down one more time to wipe out the or the easy buyers. Breakout area above this shift. Boom, pushes up, right? Perfect. That's what I am trying to entail with maybe it's still possible at 12. But now that the candle is still down here and we're closing this low, doesn't look good for bulls. I'll tell you that right now. Doesn't look good for bulls. We had an indecisive day candle. We didn't take out the previous day's candle. That is a swing. That means we're going to maybe possibly have a bearish day. Now that I've said that, and you can see, come on, bro. Come on. Come on, look at this. Oh, and this was from last Friday. This is from Friday. So when we had that stupid bullish day on Friday, why do you think they're coming back into here? So there's a breakout area, but they make this first imbalance so the algorithm can say, okay, we got instructions to go back to Friday. We don't want to think too hard, so we're going to go to that first imbalance that we've designed to be around that breakout area so people can think it's just fucking based on a breakout area. But that first imbalance and what they're doing here is a reference to come back is that daily candle on that Friday, which you notice we're at 50% of that candle. Look at Friday, but also Thursday. Look at those candles. You're at 50% of their ranges, right? So it's very logical. And that low right there, see that low right here? See how we came back? That low was a swing and we pushed up. So, okay, I'm doing too much. And also that low here. But look at the range here. I've been talking about these ranges. We were at the 50% and we were consolidating. I said this for now the last 2 days, okay? 2 days prior. So this is the third day. What's possible? The meat of everything going on is in this top and bottom 25% of the ranges. So if I'm using this range here, where's the bottom 25%? Right there. Oh, and this 25% is sitting on top of this 25%. You don't say. What is the purpose of that? The purpose of that is that it's probably a high probability of coming to it. Okay, cool. And not sure why this is not dragged over, but it's supposed to be. I moved it on the other time frames. I don't know why I didn't listen. But come on. So I won't even go into that. So that's the logic here, and we have this projection that I've got. It's not clean on this time frame. I did it on I did it on this time frame. Yeah, on the 1 hour. Just using the candles, the change of delivery of the consecutive 3 down candles. And you can see 1 and 1.5 here, and we tap into that, right? 50% is damn near the high of yesterday. I know this shit is so stupid. Really, it's just that weekly imbalance. I'm sorry, gap. And then there's 2 other ones here. It's not many. There's one right there. There's one right there. This is the 25th. And then there's one right here that we did on the 1st and 2nd. See that? So they're all sitting on top of each other. That's why it looks so dark like that. But notice and I can't I on the indicator, I can't go back. If I put 6 weeks, it's going to include all of them. So it is what it is. But I'm just using the big one. Right, and as you notice, that's just quadded. Point of the conversation is that if you look at this It's too dark here. I know. It's too dark. I don't want to make this fucking video long. I really is that darker? Yeah. All right, so you get the 1 and 1.5 right here. And at 50%, dude, is it exactly? Sometimes it'll go right to the midpoint of that. Okay? So, which would be 1.25, right? So there's 50. Look to the right. Look to the right. Look to the right. You see that? Anyways, that's some extra credit. You're like, dude, how do you know that? So anyways, if it's weak, if the price is weak, it's going to two things in this scenario. If we're still bullish or bearish, we haven't determined that yet. But if we're bearish, it's really not going past this 1 and 1.5 is what I'm trying to say. If it's bullish and it's not that strong, then we'll get to this area, we'll retrace back to the breakout area. And then or the projection. I'm projecting a breakout area. The pre-breakout area. The leg that made the breakout area. Does that make sense? Right? If it's still bullish, it'll accumulate it back, and then it'll then accumulate back up and distribute, right, and go to the next 2 to 2.5. This is why did this turn into is there 2 of them there? Oh, I'm sorry. Duh. I just put it on there. So, anyways, so then that would be the target after retracing and then going back up. Okay, so now that I made that very long for no reason, but super fire. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Super fire. But I don't want to get my ego involved. So framing this understanding of the easy run, I'm not telling you that when you sold it, you have to hold it to here. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, like, if you look at the daily open, for example, well, below it, people are buying if they think it's bullish, and above it, they think it's selling, but it's constantly going up. So look at the Asia. We had news today, and Asia's low is still intact. So generally speaking, and if you got news at 10 o'clock, generally speaking, it will come hunt that low, and then it'll buy back up, depending. But the point of this is that the way this printed already, right? The way this we should have never made. Okay, it made an equal low, which was fine. But we notice how it rushes up first. Like, I would have wanted to see it already go above to be on the safe side of being bullish, or I would have rather have seen it come down first. So then we can get the accumulation and a manipulation down of an AMD, and then the distribution come push up for a classic buy day. But when it's here, we're not buying up here. Okay, now let me get back into the fire here. So that logic is and everybody and their mother is trying to buy this, right? We all want to be bullish. I don't care what the news says and what they're whatever they're saying. So let's get into this. You get a push up here strong. You get a push back, higher low. And then you get this inversion, comes right back up. Boom. Okay. So another lower high. It doesn't go through. You're getting structure down, right? You get the opening range gap here. God, there's so much to talk about. It's very, very intimidating. So you have the 930 here, and you have this bearish imbalance right here, which is the 927. And the first candle is indecisive closing wick or candle. I'm sorry, indecisive candle. Right there tells you to wait if you're not already in this sell. Okay, then you're pushing up. We're not fucking buying up here. So, and let me zoom in a little more. I want to zoom in some more. Yeah, this is better. So this is pushing up, coming down, pushing up, and it really looks like it's going to go through. And here's the thing. If we're bullish, we should take the fuck off and worry about now maybe catching an imbalance up or a retracement and then continuing back. Why do I say that? Because what's the average daily range today? My notes say 570 points, okay? 570 points. So let me touch basis on this, because this is key about the whole day, about where we went. So if the average daily range of this day is 571, let's just say it 500, okay? Just 500. Call it 500 because yes, it's volatile. 500. Here we go. I did it again. I don't understand why I do that. This low here, as of the day, as of now, when 9:30 was here, the low is here. If it was to just go straight the hell up, where's 500 points above this level? That would be 25,700, right? I'm not even counting the other 70 points. So that would be 770, right? Okay. If this is the high of the day and we're going to come lower, where's 500 points below? What is this level? 420. We'll call it 400 for math reasons. 400. What's 400 minus 500? That's going to be 24,900. 900 right here. So from the 25,400 up there to 500 points down here is 24,900, right? What would be another 70 points? 870. I'm sorry, 830. Another 70 points would be 830. Which is where we're at now. What if I added that extra 20 points that I shaved off that 400? That would be 810. Where did we go? We went even another fucking 100 points almost. Point of it is, this is the strategy. I mean, in whatever move you're facing, if you have not realized it's not selling since fucking here, I don't know what's going to tell you it's selling once it's here, but you can use that to say, well, I have a lot of the daily range to go, right? Okay, this is a trend day that we're talking about. Okay, cool. Now that I mentioned that, got to write all this stuff down, pause it. I don't care whatever you got to do, but that's fire, bro. This is how I'm successful in what I do. Okay, so go back to this. Now you see this fucking Wix. Dude, again, bro, I don't understand this fucking button, man. This new mouse. Anyways, Wix. Look at all the bodies staying inside this fucking 927. Dude, it is telling you, like, yo, we're not going up. We're not going up. We're faking the funk right here. They swept up here just to get these guys of late sellers here. Then this candle squeezes up because they know the guy up here he's hard to sell this. And then the next one here, this 941, pops up again just to squeeze that person who's selling, but then also let you know that this is lower highs. Look at the signature of it. You're like, okay, you got that here, you got that here. You don't know what's going on yet, but what you do know is that the bodies are staying in here and it's wicking. That's weakness. Then guess what? This candle here, this 941, comes down and it closes outside of it again. Back to a bearish. You're like, okay, looks heavy, but then what does this do? 942. Comes down and it closes down here. You have a body. The bodies are telling you also the story, right? And then 943. You're going to say, dude, I can see that, bro. I understand that. Do you? Number one. Also, just for the record, for the people think, oh, he's just doing this after the fact and he doesn't show his trades anymore. What the hell? Bro, let me tell you something. If even after the fact that the price has printed and the day's over, you still don't know what the fuck's going on. How does that sound? You still don't know what's going on. You don't. I know you don't. Or not just specifically you. I'm just saying a person in general. They still don't know what happened. You still don't know what happened. When we look at the chart afterwards, we start to see things that we even if it's right in front of your face, you still don't know. Right? So this is why I do this. to sharpen the blade, like I said. But again, you still won't know. Do you got this bearish imbalance on your chart? I drew it before anybody on the internet drew it. I'll prove it. I prove it. I fucking told you about it here. I told you about it last Thursday. What is today? Thursday? A week ago. The point of what I'm saying is that you still don't know what's going on. So I'm showing you after the fact. And guess what? Even if you think you know, you don't have that level. Do you have this fucking... Dude, this mouse is crazy. It's going to take some time to get used to. Sorry, I know it's pink on pink. It's there, though. Do you have that bearish imbalance? I bet you didn't even see that. So I bet you didn't see this inversion. I bet you didn't have this quadded. Maybe you do, I don't know. But the reason why I'm saying these things is because after the fact, you still don't fucking know, bro. So yeah, I'm showing you. Yeah, and that's more than enough, all right? Because I don't listen, dude. So, anyways, I'm good. Anyways, so you see these candles, they're trickling down, they're moving fast. This is letting you know it's breaking, right? So then what happens? Here's the opening range gap. So that's pretty empty. And then logically, if I move over this, and I'm just bear with me. So you got these equal lows here. You got some equal lows right there. And these equal lows are below this daily gap. That's why they might want to come and sweep it. If it's bullish or bearish, it doesn't matter. The general conversation is that is too perfect. And then where's another perfect level? Look at these guys. Look at these guys right here. What the hell? Look how close they are. And we had these guys too. This was letting you know that it might even sweep the weekly level again. Why? Because this is a weekly consolidation candle. I wouldn't be surprised if this fucking day pushes it right back up tomorrow. Why? Because I said it yesterday, this is an FOMC, CPI, NFP set type of week. So you're gonna get that that hunting of a speaker back and forth, right? So what is the level on a macro level, which is the weekly? What is it looking for? It's looking for the weekly candle. The weekly level. So we're up it, we're above it, we're below it, above it, below it. So now we're below it, and we're going to come right back up, right? So that'll be an indecisive weak type of candle. I'm not saying it's going to be one. I'm just saying that that's more likely going to happen in this type of situation, right? Up down speaker, right? So now that I've said that, and going back to this, you had the opening range gap. The 50% is right here, but it's a little minuscule to think that it'll just stop at the 50. Why? Because look what I just told you to the left. See the 50s right here. You can see this, right? The 50s here. But you got to look to your left and say, okay, well, where's the liquidity? Well, there's one right there, and then there's these guys, and it's very obvious that one is up and down, making decisions. But now look here. Oh, it's above it. Oh, and it stays above it. So that's why they'll come and sweep this. I mean, yeah. I hope that makes really easy sense, right? Okay, cool. So, and before I forget, because I'm going to forget, the weekly. Look at the weekly. When we were debating, where is the weekly going to fucking go, right? Well, another reason why it can sell from here is because of the fact that we came up and we're hitting. Look at the weekly candle here. So the 2 weeks ago, this low here. And then last week, we broke through it and we closed here. This week, we came up and we took out that breakout area. Yeah, there's a gap there, and I understand. And we could have tapped that. We could have tapped the open of last week's here. These are all most likely levels to hit, but it's on the little weaker side. But the goal was to get inside this wick, right? Which, because it's a breakout area on the weekly. So we popped up and then we came right back down. Now, why are we coming back down? Because this wick on the daily or on the smaller time frame, which is here, there is this wick is a gap. It's too large. They're going to mitigate it. They're going to look at it. They're going to revisit it, rebalance it, we'll call it. Not mitigate it. We'll rebalance it because there's a gap. It was a straight reversal here, expansion here with a breakout area, and this was easy to buy. Okay, so with that wick being formed on the weekly, on the daily, it's a bearish candle and a bullish candle, and we're now coming into the center of that. So the center of that wick, and I talked about this even videos ago, if it's what's above or what's below, that 50%. If you go take a fib and put the fib, let's do it, because I know, I probably sound crazy as hell. God, there's so much to say still. Oh, that's just big. All right, so we miss it by a hair, right? I'm not saying that we can't still hit it, but we came pretty fucking close to it, though, right? So that's the point of it. What's it doing? It's balancing it, just like we did up here. Let me delete this shit. Just like we did. Oh my god. Just like we did up here. This big dumbass wick, we're at 50% right there. See how it came to it? We rejected from it though, right? Okay, so that's okay. So you okay. So I'm not making things up, right? Can't be making things up, right? Okay, cool. Because I got people who fucking think I'm crazy. Now here's the sauce. All right, because I was gonna forget about this. And okay, so let me move on. I said everything I need to say. I pack a lot in these videos. I'm gonna be real with you. I know I do. Here, this candle shoots and breaks through. Okay, that sealment of the opening range gap with the opening day gap current, you're gonna sweep that because that liquidity is sitting right there. Okay. But when it's down here, now you think, oh, it's bearish. Why? Why? Because, again, just like the sell model that it created yesterday and we sold off, as far as it going, it's eventually going to go to a direction, either up or down. And the speaker, it's going to go, it's going to go somewhere, right? But here you have algorithmic flow. So, and where is that? Pause it and tell me what do you see here that's algorithmic flow? And then you can repause it. This candle here, this 944, happens to be, I'm going to use this as the first imbalance. That's really the first imbalance or that one, because another side note is that when it's up and down and it's sharing each other's candle and there's no imbalances, that's when you stay the fuck away for a second. Okay, just to be, if you're not already in a sell, this is, or you're not already in a buy and that's what your bias is, or period. If you haven't traded yet, you stay away and you wait. You need to wait. Then this is a first imbalance. It's bearish. It's not bullish. It's bearish. That already right there is a sign for you. What I gave you right there is just fire. I'm not using that as the first imbalance today. I'm going to use this one. Why am I using this one? What's that level? The 25%. What's this level? The midnight level. Remember I changed it to a blue-green? Whatever. Right there. And let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Where's the 25% of the opening range gap here? Right there. These fucking three levels are hitting each other beautifully, right? We come below it. Look at the first imbalance here. Look at this first imbalance here, or this imbalance. Even if it's not the first and I'm wrong, I'm just going to use this because it has a displacement. It's large. So, it's debatable. It needs to be 4 points or higher, okay, in general to qualify for one, but no less than, has to be 4 points, yes. But point is that it's the 50% is laying on that quadrant, that 25 top quadrant. And what does also that mean? Well, it's possibly a breakout imbalance, but if it's going to be a breakout imbalance and be bearish, price isn't coming back in there, and that's a high probability breakaway imbalance. Okay, because if we went into it, it would be a high probability of selling back again, but it was so weak that it didn't even go back in. It's laying on that quadrant. That's fire right there. Okay. Slam to the 50. Play around right quick. Slam to the sealment. Specifically. Pop back in. There's a little imbalance. I did not draw it. I'm not going to. We poked in. This is a control of price right here. If you've been following this channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new, what that means is that the controller price here is going to control the price, meaning we're not going to go above it. This up candle is its resistance, okay? You can call this a supply block. You can call it an order block. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. This is fanning this way, and it's controlling the price. It does not go any higher. Do you want to know something? This fucking candle, this price action is fractal to this. You're like, what are you talking about? This is a 4-hour chart. This is a 1-minute chart on just today. Watch this. You see this right here? This area right here? On the February 4th? That's a control of price. Watch what it does. Pushes up. Comes down. Pushes up. It's resistance. Comes down. Came all the way back up to it. And then sold off again. Okay? What's this right here? Watch this. This pushes up, comes down, resistance, pushes down, resistance, resistance. See this low right here? Look to the right. Should I draw it? I think it's off by like a tick or something like that. Oh boy, you don't say. So what is that? So we're coming down, drives, just like this. Coming down, drives, pushing back up, back into it, tagging it, sells off hard. We did the same thing. We fell off, we came down, we pulled up, tagged it, sold off hard. Now I'm going to blow your mind even more. You ready? The previous action before the controller price was this. Notice how we pushed all the way up, we came all the way down, and then we made the controller price. Isn't that what we did today on this day? We pushed all the way up, just like this. We pushed all the way up, back over here. And then we pushed all the way down to here. We pushed all the way down, and then we made that controller price. No one on the internet has ever showed it like that. Now, obviously, this is moment. This is not like every day, but this control of price, what I'm sharing with you, go back, test it, pause the video, go take a look. You're gonna see this. I'm talking for the new people, okay? If you've been here, then you know. But here's a refresher, because how do you trade it? Well, you know that the candle's not gonna go up, the price ain't gonna go above it. Digging in, go back, digging in. Now, what do we have here? Oh, it just gets so good. It just gets so good. I've had these levels on my chart. What's that right here? So we break through again. This is order flow, buddy. We push right back up. We're at that 50 of the opening range. I'm sorry, of the bearish imbalance. 50's right there. And what's that? There's another bearish imbalance. I marked this right? Oh my God, I did it again. 224 and a quarter. Open 224 and even. Yeah. I had it on the right one. Yeah. Let me zoom in, because I know it's fucking pink. You're like, yeah, I can see now, bro. Okay. Bearish imbalance. Where is it laying? It's laying right on the quadrant. Just so you know, people, what I'm giving you is fire. Fire. That's a high probability imbalance to sell from. Plus the story and narrative that I gave you, what I already mentioned. Plus, once we're down here, we understand that it's very possible to be a bearish day and get to the average daily range. Previous day low, liquidity, all the stuff that I talked about. Look at this shit here. Dirty. So a couple drives, and then you're in between this imbalance, bearish imbalance, and that bearish imbalance. Is this going to be an inversion and hold, or is this going to be a bearish and hold? It was a bearish and hold. Why? This is on the quadrant. Notice how they make that. We come into the imbalance here, and then we sell off, and then we come back up again. Why do you think they keep coming back right here? And then one more time. Look how fucking dirty this is. And they come back one more time inside the wick. That's a rejection wick. Doesn't go any higher. Look at the tick on that bearish imbalance. Look at the body hair in, and then look at 1031. Closes down as a straight bearish candle, right? Not like these wicks. And you're like, okay, dude, well, we had that here too, so what? Okay, well, we're in between. Which way are we going to go? I told you that was a high probability one, though. And even if you didn't have that, if the chart was empty, that would be a resistance level, because this was a low, and then it broke through, and then now that's a ceiling, right? So if you thought it was going to come in here and then keep buying, no. Yeah, it took out the equal lows here. But what if it's a bearish week? What if we come and do these things down here, right? What if we know that everyone bought right on top of the previous week's fucking the present week's gap when we bought yesterday? You don't think that they know that they're buying? Everyone's dick hard is to buy below the open. So why wouldn't they come and attack it? Anyways, this is fire. Okay, so you don't know what's going on here. Up, down, up, yeah, up, down. But now you haven't. But now that you heard this is leaning towards who's in control. Well, that's in control. This 946 candle. Ha. But you get this candle, it closes. Now, this shouldn't be here. And it's ready to roll and move somewhere. And then it slithers. Slithers means is that each 1 minute candle doesn't get broken. See that shit? And then now you're underneath the gap, and fucking beautiful, bro. This right here, and it just leaked right to it. Dun, 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 come right down. Okay, and then we now, well, this is Mondays. I didn't drag it. Come on, man. Oh my god. It's just random, right? Take a look. You really think that the body stopped right there by accident? So the weekly gap, current week gap, the low it's right there. The 50% would be right there. So if I was to have quadded this little pause for a moment and then sink down is at the 50%. It's doing that pretty much at the 50% in a sense. Anyways, well, underneath it, look at the first bounce holding it, and then shoot straight where? To close outside of the gap. Come on. What's the low of yesterday? Outside the gap. Then it comes underneath, bink, and then it's just gone. Now look what happens here. When they do this, just, when they slither like that, it's just no whipbacks, nothing. No, you're not be able to get in or you're gonna have to get in with the entry method of as soon as it closes, you have to push sell. As soon as it closes, you have to push sell because there's no wicks on it, right? And they do that for two reasons. One, they do it because of the fact that they know you're fucking scared to push sell as it's doing it. Number one. Number two, they have there is a group of people who are pushing sell based off of that logic. And I sometimes get involved like that too. That's a fucking language, what I'm teaching you. Okay. And this is basically on really trend days. Okay. And then you remember this I'm telling you, you're going to remember this the next time it's trending like this. You're going to remember. Then it shoots down, and then now you start to get the pop-ups. See the pop-ups? Why? Because now it's like, okay, at this point, you can fucking close your eyes and make money. And you can shoot for another 100 points because it's just literally falling. Okay? So that's what these pop-ups are. They're trying to do their best now. Oh my God. Well, their best to stop the people trying to push sell. And then now they make this little fake base here, and then it's just really a continuing on. So there's no drives involved. You ain't even looking at the market like that. You're just, you're really just looking like it's just hunting on a especially week like this. But come in, pretend it's going to be a base and buy up. It's not going to be like that yesterday where it's a mean reversion. You're thinking a mean reversion, maybe no. They're not only going to keep the price low today, but it's just too much. That's just too much movement. It's already fucking dropped the way it dropped. So, and they know everyone's going to be, really hard to try to buy this. So that first drive in this case, this is all consolidation. This is we are expanding down. The next phase of after expansion is either retracement, which you can call this a retracement, or you just call it a consolidation to then roll through and continue for the next expansion. Look how we come very close to that old weak gap that I have talked about for a while now. I mean, we missed it by a couple ticks. Oversold on the hour, so we had more room to go there. It was just literally in the center, so that's why it was like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? You know, because we are consolidating by those center ranges. I talked about this. Now let's go back to this weird daily imbalance that I have on my chart. Wow, you mean to tell me that if I was to drag this out, oh boy, you don't say. I was saving that for last. Take a look. Oh, where's 50%? Right here. We tag it here, 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 and we miss it by some points here. Do you see that? Look at that. Do you see that? I didn't want to drag this over and then it'd be like just too much shit to deal with. It's just way too much shit on the chart. Let me move it over so it doesn't look crazy. See that? Boy, let me tell you. So with the caveat of us trying to be a bullish from this bearish imbalance here in the pink, we're below it again. We're below the 50. What is this? Right there. That right there is showing you that it's not working. Dude, what I'm giving you right here is bomb. And this is a great experience. Trust me. But where's the caveat here? That bullish imbalance that's bullish, it's failing. Yeah, it came down here and came back up. Came down, playing up. Then we closed like this. Then we came right back up into it. So now you got a version bullish here plus a bearish. That's strong for it to not go any higher at the time, at the moment. So, you know, order flow will let you know where it's going. If you have patience and you let the fucking price go where it's going, we predict. And then if we can't predict, then, you know, then you're reacting to it going the other way if you were right or wrong, right? Because if you were right, then you're also reacting to what you're doing, of what you predicted. But if you were wrong, then now you're reacting to it going the other way, right? Wow, very, very smart. And one of the easiest things to say is, if it's buying, buy it. If it's selling, sell. We'll take that for some logic. But guess what? We're up here, dude. Who the fuck is buying up here? Yeah, these guys, they tried to buy this. They got hurt. I'm not involved. Notice how I'm not involved. I'm not sitting here holding this shit, bro. I'm not involved. Not in early in the game like this. But man, that's fire, bro. I'm letting you know. Ain't nobody discussed this yet. You can see me timestamped it right now. Unless somebody else is making a video on the internet right now. But other than that right there is the other very possible reason. Look at the high of the opening of the bearish imbalance coupled with it. They're just like right on top of each other. The high plus that's the 50 right there. See that? See that in the background of the blue? And people are, you want to know, why is that still there? Yeah, well, there's your, oh my goodness. There's your proof right there, buddy. So yeah, I know the gaps are not necessary right now, and we missed that on purpose. I'm sure we did that on purpose. I am just talking my ass off, bro. Huh. Yo, I'm telling you right now, this video is just amazing. I'll tell you, this does not look good, bro. We might be really bearish, because for it to really push back up from here, that would be really A, awkward, B, like, okay, you know, like, it's going to be look at this trend line break here, right? And then people, everyone on there is going to, show you that, right? It's like, well, I see that, bro. Like, I know that. I get that. But if we have to shoot back up, it's going to have to be a really strong response. And then it is just going to be delayed more. So let me move forward. Did I say everything here? Did I say everything here? Yeah. I talked about this base and then being fake, and then they rolled right over. Overbought from the 15, coming down for an oversold. The 4 hour is also it's if in this scenario, if we can't really get too higher above the 50 and we're just kind of like lingering here, that means it's really heavy. That's kind of like the reason why this big ass push right here, that's up here. Sorry, this big ass push right here. See how it's like only right here. It's not on an overbought, right? Really, right? And that's to show you it's really weak. I forgot to mention that yesterday, but I realized it today that I did not mention it. It just, as you see, I could talk for 50 minutes and still not say everything that I want to say or that I see. Am I seeing too much? I don't know, but um, and then here you could see us immediately pushing up constantly with VIX, and we're just sinking the whole time, right? And then dollar is another thing about dollar is when it starts to consolidate like that, it gives opportunity for other assets to start moving. And that's my little 2 cents there. And then here you had it's pretty dirty to see that here, right? We had lower lows here with Dow. We had higher lows here, and it pushed us up initially. And then when we came up here at 9:30, we had lower highs with Nas. So there was your sell, buddy, and to come down, beautiful there. And look at Dow. I told you this was a little suspect. I said this the last two videos. I said it's really suspect for it to be pushing up like this and then to be buying from there. And sure enough, it topped out right there and then came down. Why? Because it was a breakout area and easy momentum. Just buying. So, hello. I said that yesterday. So, here, that's just my ego talking. See, I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like that, man. You see what I mean, dude? It sucks. It sucks. Anyways, coming right back in, overbought, coming back into an oversold, breakout area, momentum, very logical. But this right here looks like it might reverse. If I'm telling you right now, if tomorrow pushes all the way through, I think we're bearish. I think it topped out. I mean, this is topping behavior. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to catch the top right now. We're still bullish. We are still bullish, but I don't trust it. Um, you know, pump dump. That's the profile today. It was a pump dump. All right. What is this? S&P and coming back to that wick. Yeah, this really looks suspect. We didn't make a new high. So we shook out. We didn't make a new high all that time, and then we shot down. So like I said, CPI is gonna really have to push this bitch up to be back to bullish. If not, and that thing comes lower, I really think we're bearish, and we're in a, and fuck your, whatever they talk about, the unemployment data and all this and that, man. That shit's fake to begin with. It's delayed and they're off by however whatever. And let me tell you, I know there's people losing. My brother happens to be he works for one of the biggest what do you call those guys, companies that headhunters or whatever in the world. He's one of the top rated salesmen in the whole company, which is a $5 billion company. And he tells me right now that there's no jobs, and also that I mean, obviously AI is making it worse. So you didn't just fucking bring new jobs, bro. Okay, so yeah, okay, and I think we're recession stuff. So new low is obviously that, and then pump dump. So in a sell by sell day or in a bearish day, you'll likely see the pump first, a very shallow pump, very similar to yesterday, and then come down, and then when it sell by sell, meaning so sell, buy, sell. If it was bullish, it would be buy, sell, buy. Are you buying up here? No. So um Nvidia faking the funk, just still sitting here neutral. Again, we are still bullish, and the seasonal fucking data does show that. I'm looking at it right now. It does show that we get a sell off first before we push back up. That's why I was maybe thinking this was it. This is your last chance, people. I'm letting you know. This is our last chance. If we're bullish and this shit does not make a new high, we are bearish. You fucking take care and God bless.